They swarmed us. Put your hands up. Get out of the car. They pulled their weapons on us. Everybody is watching. Divine guidance. And what's like good or the side of bad. I feel the energy was really, really heavy. So it's 1987. I'm 23 years old and my best friend Linda is 25. This was the adventure that we went on. At the time, we call it hoboing. Hoboing is when you just hop in the car, you got your clothes that you have on, you got a few bucks in your pocket, and you just drive to wherever it leads you. We decided to actually take a trip down to Tennessee, which is about 12 hours from us to Knoxville. To go see her boyfriend, her fiance. They were dating. And we get down there, we visit with him for a little bit. He takes off and goes to work. And so now it's time for us to just go out and see what else is going on, go out on the town. It's a real hot summer night and we're driving through Knoxville and we look over and we see this hotel that has an outside pool. And she's like, we should stop and go swimming. I'm like, well, Linda, like, we can't just stop into this hotel and go swimming. And she's like, yeah, look at it's dark. Everything is closed. We'll go park behind that building and then we'll run over there and we'll go skinny dipping and then we'll just run back to the car and we'll take off. And I was like, oh my God. She always has these ideas and I'm always going along with it. So I'm like, okay, so we pull around this building, we get out of the car, buck naked, and we run over and there's like this little 4-foot wrought iron fence that's all around it and it's locked. So we hop this stupid fence, we go into the pool, we're swimming for like 10 or 15 minutes and somebody sees us. And they're like, hey, the pool's closed, blah, 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 blah. So we're like, oh my God, we better hurry up and get out of there. So we're laughing and joking. We're having a great time. We hop over this fence and get back in the car. Well, somebody must have thought we were doing something sketchy and called the police on us. So we get in the car, turn on the lights. She had this early 1980s like Aries K car, one of the ugliest cars you have ever seen. We're in this K car. Our clothes are in the back. We're naked and she's driving and I'm in the passenger seat. Right across the street was the equivalent of like a Speedway gas station. It was just giant. It had probably 25 gas pumps. As we pull out in the street, we decide we're gonna pull into the gas station off to the side so that we can put our clothes on. Just then we get lit up by 3 different police cars. And we're like, oh my God, like they swarmed us. We had one on either side. We had one in the back. And I'm like, oh my God, what the heck did you do? What the heck did you do? And she's like, I don't know. They must have called the police on us because we were skinny dipping or something. We're like, oh my God, we can't get out of the car. So the police officer gets out of the car and they pull their weapons on us now. Now like 3 more cop cars show up. Everybody is watching. There's got to be 10, 15 people at the pumps. All the lights are on. The cop starts yelling, get out of the car. Put your hands up through the windows. Get out of the car. And we're like, oh my God, we're trying to tell them, we're naked. We can't get out of the car. So he's like, get out of the car. And finally, I'm like, we're going to have to get out of the car. So we go to get out and we stand up and they realize that we're buck naked. And he yells, get back in the car. So we get back in the car, and then I believe they realized that we were kind of safe to approach. So she starts crying, and now she's all scared. Well, the truth is that we had parked behind a bank and ran out to go skinny dipping. Somebody called the police because they thought that we were robbing the bank. So these police think that we're some kind of bank robbers peeling out of the back of the bank. Anyways, as they're talking to us, finally somebody goes and gets a couple of blankets. We end up talking to the police officers. She breaks down and says that the reason that she's crying is because what I didn't tell you was that her boyfriend was the sheriff of Knoxville. And we are in Knoxville, and all of his deputies are now surrounding our vehicle, and we're naked in the vehicle. They are laughing. Well, now we're all talking and having a good time. That is when he relays to us that somebody had called because they thought that we were robbing the bank. They had gotten a call because we were parked behind the bank and it looked sketchy. We take off from the situation, and I guess Jamie gets to work the next day and tells Linda that when he walked into work that there was 2 naked blonde Barbie dolls on his desk with a whole bunch of like condom wrappers around it. I don't know what that was about. But anyways, he said that he was never, ever going to live down that story or that situation. And looking back on it now, it was a lot of fun. But what ended up happening next was not that much fun, because we ended up taking off out of Tennessee, and we ended up in the backwoods of Mississippi being chased by the KKK. That story is next.